Hello and welcome to the final episode of the BLT XI podcast. I am your host McCoy and I'm joined by
PokeR 2004, the usual co-host.
And today BLT XI has officially come to a close.
It actually came to a close Sunday, but yes, it's over.
But we have crowned a new champion, but who is it? I haven't revealed to you because I haven't revealed the third title because it automatically reveals who won, or at least the host does. But let's run down all the finals matches and see what all went down, shall we?
Yes.
Alright, so first off we have SVOU. We got JJ versus Botsy.
Why did we have to review this first?
Because it was the last game played, and also, yeah, this one was really funny, actually, in hindsight.
That's not the reason why we're reviewing it first.
Well, it was not a very good game. Of course, PokeArt, we always have to end BLT on a sour note. And this one is the perfect indicator for it. Oh well, it's fine. Well, to start things off, JJ immediately, having the quick advantage, after getting to rapid spin away rocks with Great Tusk to sack it immediately to Raging Bolt, he had Moltres kill Landorus, and he successfully burned Darkrai, winning the speed.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the fact that Botsy terrored very quickly.
Well, it was kind of a questionable turn, but I get it. It's to avoid an incoming earthquake.
Yeah, I get it, but you sure that wasn't too quick?
Maybe it was a bit.
Switch to something?
Maybe it was a bit too
Actually,
quick.
I guess not, because it was Ice Spinner.
Yeah, because Lando really threatened. That's right. So
a lot of things here are threatened by that. Lando, D-Knight.
Raging Bolt.
Yeah, no solid. I guess the only real switch into that would be Zamazenta then.
Yeah, but he thought in the moment that he would Terra Flying, so he went for it. He went for the Terra, albeit it is a little bit too quick, as admittedly. He also won the speed tie with Weavile against Darkrai, winning with the triple axle.
Yeah, and that's not even mentioning the burn that happened earlier in the game, right?
Yeah, that's not even mentioning the fact that, Moltres did use Flamethrower and got off the burn as Darkrai went for Nasty Plot. Sabati having the unfortunate luck against him. JJ continued to be advantageous for the remainder of the game. Moltres burning Dragonite with Flame Body this time. Then roaring it out after multiple E-Speed attempts. And then at the end, the final turn, we saw the crit kill by the Gliscor on the Goldingo with Earthquake.
And to think this is how the trope lost.
Through hacks and bad matchup.
Well, I do feel JJ probably won this game anyway, but there was a lot of bad stuff. There was a lot of bad stuff for Botsy.
Yeah, it didn't really help Botsy in this game because there was a lot of things going against him. But yeah, I think JJ might have still won.
The speed tie loss with Weavile was very bad.
Yep. Darkrai would have easily got off a sweep here if that didn't happen. Still,
I don't know about a sweep, but
definitely would have.
It would have been pretty lethal.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's how we ended. Let's see the rest of the games. All right. SVOU 3D versus Avarice. Well,
this game. My goodness.
Oh my god. I'm just replaying this game, man. 3D's Iron Treads tanked quite a few hits early on, beating Toxapex after tanking its Surf, and beating Great Tusk after Avidus set up rocks and Iron Treads tanking its Rapid
A full
Spin.
health Great Tusk.
Yeah,
it was on like 9% to beat the full health Great Tusk.
After Avidus set up rocks and Iron Treads, tanking all the Rapid Spin attempts. Yeah, just 3D stayed in and killed the Great Tusk at full health.
He just kept earthquaking the thing.
Yeah, it took
I'm sure Avarice is like, okay, surely now he sets up rocks.
Nope.
No, he never did.
He never did.
He just kept earthquaking the damn thing.
He never did because, he never did. He just kept earthquaking the thing until he did. And then turn 8, he finally sets up rocks. That was all strategically planned.
Though, ironically, that was probably the worst turn to set up rocks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, not the worst turn, but I just meant it wasn't the Samurott wasn't attacking that turn, so like he probably didn't need to set up rocks that turn. He probably could have EQ or rapid spun that turn.
Mm-hmm. After a lot of substitute playing around between Iron Moth against Samurott Hisui, and Amorous getting to set up.
Oh, that was so funny.
And Amorous getting to set.
Like I don't. A lot of people were very confused by Avarice's plays regarding that.
He tried to predict, like a sludge wave or something. He tries to, maybe you could go for sludge wave again.
Why would you predict that? Why would you go for Sucker there? You don't die to anything, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I don't think the Iron Moth has anything that kills it in one shot. Unless it Terras. And even then, if you Terra, you're not gonna Sucker Punch, are you? Yeah, you should always go for Ceaseless Edge. Like, a lot. Despite, or any whatever water move it was running works too, but Sucker?
Yeah, don't.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
Why there? Why that turn?
Why that turn and why that other turn? Because it
did
it twice.
And then it got funny. And then it got even funnier when he went for Ceaseless Edge while it was behind the sub, but then when it was out from behind the sub, he suckered and it failed again because he used sub again.
He got 3D got off free subs. And and Amorous also got to set up sub after Iron Moth went down to the hazard stack of rocks and spikes, and he set up sub again before dying to Primarina's sparkling aria.
Which it would have died even sooner without the special attack drop from Moonblast.
Yeah. But after that, Goldango just wrecked house and became the MVP in this game. Withstanding a lot of Toxapex's Surfs to set up with Nasty Plot and just wrecking everything wrecking it with Shadow Ball, then Terra fighting to hit the Focus Blast on the Garganackle on turn 22. Then Gouging Fire got to beat the Terrifier Corviknight at the end to win.
This game is very funny to me, because, this matchup is actually pretty bad for 3D.
What makes you say that?
Look, this is double fire into Garge Pex.
Garge, Pex, and Samurott.
And Great Tusk, yeah.
And yet, won.
And,
a lot of bad play. Yeah, a lot of bad misplaying from Avarice for a lot of this game. 3D just kind of...
Yeah, Avarice did not play this game well.
Yeah, a lot of bad misplaying. Definitely 3D took to it and got the advantage off and won.
Yeah, 3D planned this game long term. He thought out his win con
a lot
since he saw the opposing team. He was saying, when I saw the opposing team, I knew Terra fighting Goldango was my win con.
Which is good. Very good. Next up.
Oh, Wait, hey.
Okay.
Did you notice something? Did you notice anything?
What?
Pecs.
The pecs?
Yeah.
What about it?
Did you notice it didn't recover at all?
Oh, yeah. It didn't have recover, did it?
It didn't have recover. So what do you think that means about Set?
Is it like, infestation, surf, sludge bomb, and, oh, it's AV pecs, I think.
It is AV Pecs, but that's not all it is.
What is it? What's the other one?
It's max HP, max special attack, modest AV Pecs.
Man's trying out something different. I like it.
No, this is a set that exists, but no, I don't think I've ever seen it used in Gen 9 OU.
But I like it. It's something different for pecs.
Like, bro, the only reason I found out what this set is because it exists in the calc for Nat decks.
Ooh. Get to it, NavDex players. There's a note for you. Alright.
They don't need a note. If it's literally in the calc, that means it's
there.
actually
It's
quite
there.
used.
It's fine. SV Ubers. We got Sky U beating 7992.
This was actually one of the better games of the week.
It was. It was actually a really good play. It was a really good game by both. Came down to the wire a lot.
And also, I'm just going to say that I didn't understand. There were a lot of plays I did not understand watching this. But perhaps it's because these two know Ubers a lot better than me. And they probably knew stuff about speed tiers that I didn't know. I'm thinking, why did he just switch out? Why did he just switch out? Doesn't that outspeed? Why do you not have Will-O-Wisp or something? Why are you making that move?
Well, these two know each other very well. Well, these two know each other very well from competing in the Uber circuit, so yeah, I could see that. So, yeah, this game, well, it pertains to this game, we saw the Glamora getting to set off the Terra Ghost against Koraidon's close combat attempt on turn 6, giving Sky pretty much a good momentum boost as he then killed Iron Treads with the Solar Beam Miraidon on turn 11, so getting rid of that Rapid Spinner.
Oh, was very nice.
What?
I actually just found the team that 7U992 used.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This team makes me understand a lot of those plays better. The Koraidon wasn't max speed. It was adamant.
Koraidon is adamant nature, timid nature,
adamant band. That's strange.
Yeah. Yeah, these are all pretty interesting, yeah.
And the Arceus Fairy was Calm Mind.
Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Judgment, Recover. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, the Miraidon set, I think we knew, based on the game. And yeah, everything else makes sense.
Yeah.
And I see, it was Scarf Kyogre. I figured that's what it was, but good to confirm.
Anyway, the Miraidon killing the Iron Treads with Solar Beam was a pretty good turn. Skyu definitely catching that switch to the from Ho-Oh to Iron Treads by using Solar Beam Miraidon. It was very nice. After that...
Yeah, I gotta say, Skyu caught a lot of switches very well.
He did. He played this game really amazingly. Yeah, Sky just catching a lot. 7U just kept switch playing for the middle portion of this game, poisoning his mons in the process because he doesn't have a rapid spinner because he lost the Iron Shreds so early on. So that means, you know, his mons are always threatened by the poison. And Miraidon got to kill Kyogre and succumb to the burn in the process, which was okay. After a lot of outstalling plays by the Arc Ground and the Ho-Oh, and the latter getting the burn, Calyrex, and successfully taking it out, Ho-Oh then went to Terra Fairy against Koraidon. So you think, let's go to turn 36 right here. So you think that Koraidon would go for Outrage, right?
Yeah, that turn was kind of a 50-50. In fact, that's basically what it came down to the last time these two faced each other.
And this happened again. Like, it came down to 50-50 again.
7U won because of Terra Fairy Ho-Oh last time they faced, but this time it was quite the opposite.
Yeah, so 7U thinking he might outrage went to Terra the Fairy the Ho-Oh, right? Well, Koraidon went for Flare Blitz, catching that, and then ultimately losing that Ho-Oh, and then ultimately Miraidon lost to the outrage in order for Skyu to take the win, which is very nice. So yeah.
I think
Go on.
I think 7U's only hope maybe might have been like sending in the Ho-Oh, then switching it out, sending in the Miraidon to take whatever the Koraidon is about to attack it with.
Possibly.
And if it's Outrage, then he can send Ho-Oh back in, and then Terra Fairy, and kill Koraidon for free. And then it comes down to Ho-Oh versus Arc Ground, which is a little iffy who wins that.
Well, considering it's considering that Skyu had Calm Mind and Recover, I don't think it's still winnable for 7U.
Yeah, I guess in theory that lost. In theory.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Crits can happen, and the thing was already burned, and they both had 6 recovers left.
They both had 6 recovers, yeah. They could easily outstall, like they did earlier on in the game. So yeah, good game for both, but Skyu ultimately picked up the win, netting another win for the Dirges. Next up is SVUU Just Drew versus Lost Memories. This was probably the most bland game of the week because this was the most bog standard UU game you'll ever see.
Yeah, and Lost Memories kind of choked it, to be honest.
I didn't note it down. So, well, the only notes I had was he tried to make progress. Lost Memories did on turn 10 by going for Facade against the Mandibuzz with the Terra Ghost Ursaluna. Unfortunately, Mandibuzz.
I was a little confused as to why Lost Memories. Well, I understood the Terra, but what I didn't understand was the fact he stayed in with the Terra after Sub was broken and allowed the thing to die.
Yeah, why did he keep it in? Like, Ursaluna is mega slow. You'd think that he's not gonna switch out or something, right? Like, did he think he was gonna switch out to something like Koopa?
No, he probably thought he would roost.
Oh, that, yeah. He would probably roost.
He probably thought he would roost, in which Lost Memories just planned to
do a lot more, yeah.
Facade again.
Probably
to
do
just
a lot
bring
more.
it even lower and possibly kill it. If I recall, Facade did a lot.
73%.
Yeah, 73. And I don't know what the range is on that. So for all I know, if Drew roosted there, maybe another Facade would have killed it.
Yeah, or it probably would have been low. So depending on the
roll.
And
Drew probably knew that he wouldn't be able to afford to roost because if that thing attacked again, it would be a useless turn.
Yep.
So he just went for it.
Which is good, because Mandibuzz ultimately picked up that kill, and then, yeah, Lost Memories kind of choked a little. But
I understand why Lost Memories made the play. It was just not the ideal one to make. He had a Cobalion in the back. He could have just gone into that on that foul play.
It would have been a very justified play.
Ha 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 ha.
But yeah, the rest of this game was very bog standard. Drew just kept outplaying Lost Memories a lot, pivoting nicely, making good predictions and all that. Cobalion doing more of the necessary kills, ending off with the Terra Water Greninja being Lost Memories' last resort. Unfortunately, was paralyzed by Slowking Galar. Well, not Slowking Galar. What am I thinking?
Just normal Slowking.
The Slowking. Then, CC by Cobalion, ultimately picking up the win for Drew.
Oh yeah, I do feel there are certain turns where Lost Memories over-predicted a little, or just didn't predict quite right. Turn 30, where Lost Memories decide to switch out instead of just killing the Metagross.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see, and then what was then? Right move there?
Back in the Cobalion?
Maybe. Probably.
Maybe, but, Drew still had the advantage.
Stacking the Torn was the right play. Okay, turn 35. I understand. It's very understandable why he bullet punched. It was kind of a 50-50, but he should have U-turned. He should have U-turned there.
U-turned and went to Greninja, and then maybe got off some surf.
Yeah. If he U-turned into the Greninja, I think he just won.
Oh, yeah.
Because Hoopa wouldn't be able to come back in. Slowking would take a lot of damage. If Caesar was still alive while Slowking was, I think this game was won.
But yeah, unfortunately, Lost Memories didn't unfortunately see that. But Drew ultimately happily played with his Cobalion, ultimately won. Good.
Oh yeah. Also, I'd just like to point out, if Thunderwave missed Greninja, Lost Memories won.
Yeah. If Thunderwave wasn't there, Greninja wins and Lost Memories would have upsetted. Yeah, I could see it.
What do you mean you can see it? That's just literally what happens.
Yeah, I know. You can just go with the flow. He would have won. Anyway.
It's funny. Lost Memories actually got kind of lucky in this at certain turns, but just made a lot of incorrect 50-50s, I think.
Well. Next up, we have SVRU, Phillyburn versus Just Franco, which you missed it, or they didn't play.
I don't think they played.
They never played, so yeah. I would love to see this game go down, so it was unfortunate we didn't get to see this, but the week was already decided, so it makes sense.
The tour was already over, yeah.
SVNU, Stories versus Actrotix. My bold prediction did not go right, but
it almost did.
It almost did. It almost kind of did, yeah. Which is really funny.
This game, oh my goodness.
This game was funny. This game was really funny. It was a short one, but it was a very sweet one to watch. Yes, it started off with the Yuxi tricking away Flygon's eject pack away and then giving it to Thwacky. and after a couple of full paralysis later, used Memento to pivot to Basket Legion. However, Grafii Terragrassed on turn 6, setting up Sword Stance nicely after tanking the Wave Crash, and then claimed 2 kills shortly after before dying to the Lycanroc's Accelerock. But then, we saw the Terra Steel...
Wait, did you mention that Yuxi tricked the Eject pack onto the Thwacky and then used Memento, which forcibly switched it out?
Yes. Oh, yes. That one was really funny.
That was very funny. I think Axortix forgot.
That was really funny. Then, we saw the Belly Drum Terra Steel Hariyama, which almost won Axortix the game. It was his last remaining win con, and it claimed a lot of kills there after tanking first Oricorio's Revelation Dance and then Reuniclus's Focus Blast, which was very nice. But then a full paralysis on turn 19 cost him the win. Flygon was able to safely Earth Power the thing and Lycanroc for Stories to win the game.
This game...
It could have gone to Axortix.
I don't know. I think it wasn't actually as likely as you think that it would have gone to Axortix, because it wasn't just that it parried on that turn that cost him. A para on any turn after he got paralyzed would have cost him.
Klefki was very good on setting up that Thunder Wave before, ultimately it paid off with the full para on turn 19. So, yeah. A para on any turn would have cost the Axortix the game, but just unfortunately it happened on, the almost to a T against Flygon, who was the last remaining Mon.
I'll say this. Story's kind of choked.
She did?
Yeah.
Where?
Well, she allowed the Hariyama to fall out of range of Revelation Dance and Focus Blast.
Hmm.
Although I don't recall if Focus Blast was a roll or not. But point is, had she sent out the Reuniclus sooner, before the Oricorio, there would have been no issue.
If also gotta take into account if Focus Blast would have hit had Reuniclus been sent out earlier. But yeah.
Yes.
But yeah. Hariyama almost netted Axortix the win. Unfortunately, that para was the death blow.
I gotta say though, it was wild seeing the cat turn die in one hit to
Terragrass Grafii.
Terragrass, Terra Blast, Grassy Terrain, +2.
And that's a resistance.
I guess it makes sense. That's probably a hell of a lot of damage, and Cacturn is not bulky. But, it was still funny to see.
Yeah. Well done, Stories, for absolutely picking up the win with Flygon.
And just barely not choking.
SVPU. What was supposed to be Seraph Z versus...
Let's see, where was it? Oh, I think I missed it. I just skipped to the end. Oopsie. I think it's in the coming turns. Where the hell was it? Okay, I'll find it.
Did you find it?
I only thought of while the game was happening and I was watching it. I thought maybe he would sack Glimmet sooner to, get Minfu healthier, but I guess what he did was fine. So, no biggie? I don't know.
I get. Well, or you're talking about turn like 19, 20-ish?
Around that, yeah.
Yeah, when he sent out the Voltor Basui again, I think he did was fine. Like, Toad School was dead enough.
Oh, wait, no. I think I'm thinking of turn 23. Where he sends out Minfu to the Diglett. That was confusing to me. I thought maybe he was sending out the Minfu to then send out the Glimmet and sack it to the Diglett so Minfu can come in nice and healthy and not be at risk of dying to an earthquake, which, when it came out, I think it was at risk of dying to an earthquake.
Especially with Life Orb, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was confused about. I was confused why he U-turned. I mean, it worked out. So, maybe
I guess it was just the right play.
Tempo predicted he would switch into Glimmet or something.
It would have been a hard read.
I don't understand why Tempo then switched into Minfu too.
It would have been a hard read.
There's a little, I was a little confused at that turn.
Although in the end it worked out fine, I guess. And then
yeah, it did.
Well, ultimately it just died to Shelter.
It was a turn that confused me.
Yeah, ultimately, Minfu's just got a Minfu. Ultimately,
it just seemed like the perfect time to, sack the Glimmet.
Oh, the Glimmet, yeah. Oh well, it's fine. SVDOU Exotic versus Aragon. Well, this game was certainly something.
This game.
You always sigh at these. This is not a very good sign. So the game started off with Aragon losing the Roaring Moon early, letting it be sacked as heck.
Oh yeah, that was a turn I didn't like, because it was a turn, I consider that a bad turn. Like, I understand why he made it, but consider this. It is impossible for that Hattering to kill both Mons here at once.
Because
it either Dazzling Gleams and kills the Roaring Moon, or Expanding Forces and only kills the Volcanion.
But then,
so my guess is Aragon personally expected that they would attempt to kill the Volcanion rather than the Roaring Moon, but I think the play Exotic made was better, killing the Roaring Moon, because that way you get to keep your Indeedee, your follow me, your helping hand around longer.
Yeah, well, it was a very useful support mon, and having that around, especially to kill your Dark Dragon Roaring Moon, is definitely beneficial. That's under
so I think Aragon should have either not protected it all there, because only one mon would die, and he probably couldn't tell which one it would be, or protect the Roaring Moon.
And yet he didn't do either. He also would have resisted. He would have also tanked the hit from Volcanion, because Volcanion resists it. But yeah, he should have protected the Roaring Moon first. I think he should have done double protect, but yeah, it would be better if you would protect the Roaring Moon. Just keep it safe.
Nah, double protect isn't really any better, because Then what do you do? Do you double protect next turn?
Maybe not. Who knows?
Like, sure, you see what he wants to do, but there's no guarantee he'll do it a second time.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to predict here because because Aragon kind of has a terrible matchup here.
He does. The side terrain trick room is very bad. So it was just kind of a hard game to win at that point, but credit to him for, trying and, trying to at least some sort of countermeasure here. First of all, the Focus Sash Iron Bundle. And especially this little thing, the Sinistra. Definitely a very good last resort for Aragon. Calm Mind and Terra Water definitely pulled it off after Iron Hand successfully killed the Hatran.
Oh yeah, that Iron Hands was making me question things. Did it not have Drain Punch?
It had Wild Charge.
It had Wild Charge, Ice Punch, but why did it not use Drain Punch when that would have been more damage onto what it was aiming at with Ice Punch?
Hoopa. Yeah.
What team? What was his team? Oh! I have his team, actually. Here it is. It's Combat. So, that makes more sense.
Oh, okay. Well, checking Aragon's team here now, yeah. Does make sense.
And I guess in hindsight, that was an unfortunate choice of set.
Still, though, having the Roaring Moon be around for much longer would have helped. Yeah. So, yeah, the Sinistra was the last resort. It tanking Hoopa Unbound's Dark Pulse very well despite being flinched. Living on 1% on turn.
Oh yeah, that flinch sucked a lot.
Well, credit where credit's due because he tanked that, living on 1% on turn 9 for Iron Hands to successfully kill it with Ice Punch. Then Matcha Gotcha actually killed both the Ursaluna and the Indeedee, promising a last-minute sweep, potentially, for the remainder of the game for Aragon. However, in an attempt to try to outstall Trick Room with Double Protect, he tried to Double Protect, but ultimately failed. For Torque,
he needed that Double Protect, so that was his only shot.
Yeah, that was his only shot, which I get. And yeah, Torkoal and Diancie just came in, ultimately won the game for Exotic.
Yeah, unfortunately, Torkoal and Diancie, they did too much damage. Especially Diancie, who,
Diamond Storm
with
really
single target Diamond Storm, that was doing a hell of a lot.
And, I get Terragrassing to, tank the Matcha Gotcha, but yeah, that's, but ultimately that was very unfortunate.
Also, I was wondering what the last move on Sinistra was, because I was thinking, damn, if he called the Terra on Diancie and had Shadow Ball or something, he might have been able to take it.
To scrape by, yeah.
But no, his last move was actually Scald.
Terra Water? But Terra Water makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I didn't expect that.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
And finally...
But yeah, in hindsight, Exotic damn near choked that.
Near choked it. Ultimately won for Exotic, which is nice. Finally, the last game, which is actually the first game played, Twinkie versus...
Oh, how ironic. The last game was actually first, and the first game was actually last.
How bookended is this finals? Twinkie versus Royal Reloaded, which Twinkie won, as we've already discussed last week. So, on turn 7, Royal did make a pretty good decision, tricking away Latios' Scarf for Ting Lu's leftovers. However, the hazard stack was too great on his side to fully counter. Especially with Ting Lu getting the scarf and then getting to set up spikes a lot.
Oh yeah, something that confused me was turn 9.
Turn 9.
The Ting Lu is there. The Ting Lu's there. It's locked into spiking because it has a choice scarf now.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was Royal's gouging fire set? Did he not have D-Dance? Because I think that would have been a really good turn to D-Dance.
Right.
Yeah, that was the free D-Dance. Why did he flare blitz? Unless he didn't have it. You know what? Let me see if the team's in here. Did he not use it?
I guess he tried to predict the King Gambit? I don't know.
Well, you don't need to predict the King Gambit. You have a free... It's literally guaranteed he's gonna switch. You can D-Dance with it. And, he has Morning Sun. The King Gambit's not an issue.
He's got D-Dance, he's got, I don't know what his plan was there. He also has Rock.
Oh, wait, maybe it had to do with the fact that his gouging fire couldn't actually hit the... It couldn't actually hit the Hydreigon.
Why?
It only had Flare Blitz and Earthquake as attacks.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that might be why.
Not D-Dancing is still... Well, not D-Dancing is still an issue because, he could have still got...
No, it's not an issue since it was the Hydreigon that switched in. Not D-Dancing there is not actually an issue because, it's not like he would have been able to really hit it well, even after D-Dancing, so instead he went for Chip. That was actually the right play.
Could have gone for higher damage, but okay.
No, you don't want to stay in once it comes in, because, it can hit the gouging fire super effectively, so you don't want to stay in for that.
I guess that makes sense, yeah.
So he just chose to chip it.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I guess there wasn't actually anything wrong with the play.
Well, speaking of Hydreigon, both Hydreigons were out for a long time, and Twinkies was able to win against Royals for a couple of turns, netting himself the advantage early on, and plus a couple of pivoting turns, plus a...
Even though Twinkie won the second speed tie, I don't know if it really mattered, because, his Hydreigon was healthier, it would have survived another hit, and then it would have killed Royals anyway.
And then there's a freeze.
Unless flinch. Or crit.
Well, there was a freeze that happened on turn 21 against the King Gambit. It meant sacking against the Latios' Ice Beam. Unfortunate.
Well, you gotta remember, this the same guy who, got 2 freezes consecutively versus Dunox, right?
Yeah. Still not gonna live it down, huh? And
of course not. That's insane.
In the end, Royals Mons got 2 chip because of the hazard stack, the multiple hazard stack that affected him a lot in this game. Protean Ice Greninja took care of last-minute kills in order for Twinkie to just win.
Yep. Pretty much.
And
I suppose there wasn't really a very clear way to kill Ting Lu, was there?
Not so much. But yeah, that is the end of BLT 11. The Skeledirges have won BLT 11. Congratulations to them. Okay, this is our third BLT coverage. Full BLT coverage. We started with 9. We are continuing through 10 and 11. Feel proud yet?
I won't feel proud till I actually win one of these things.
And I know we got a lot of negative comments and a lot of negative criticism over, especially this year, for, oh, these guys, they don't know what they're talking about, and their research isn't too well focused, and they're just giving out opinions. Listen, we do these things weekly, and we had to review 10 games per week. Well, 10 games a set per
40
week.
40 games per week.
And that's spread across 9 different tiers. Yeah, of course we're not gonna know a lot of the meta. Of course our research. Of course we don't know much of the player base. Of course we're not gonna, but we're trying. Well,
reminder that Mikoi is a working adult who works like a 9-hour shift daily.
Yeah, and we record literally after shift.
He does not have time to learn all these tiers.
Yeah, and most of, and so cut us off some slack. Cut us off some slack, and more people really need to appreciate the work that goes into these videos, because yes, they might not be the most well researched. I fully admit that. I may not know a lot of the competitive meta. I may not know the entire player base. But at least, we're trying to give out entertainment to a lot of people, and the positive comments I really do appreciate. All the positive comments and from the community I really do appreciate. And the negative comments, keep giving us criticisms. Like, it's fine that we receive criticism. It's just you gotta remember, we're both adults and we're only human. We always make mistakes all the time, okay?
Yeah, and at that, we're both adults who are not as fully invested in all 9 of these metas and their player bases as the people who are actually in their player bases.
So yeah, that's our spiel. That's our rant for the day. Let's now review who won predictions.
Oh yeah, I don't think I really updated that. It's just that Franco is still listed because he never played.
Okay. Anyway, I don't think you did the overall final count, but tell us who at least won.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Tell us who at least won this week.
Okay, well, it seems that the Yoko curse actually took the reverse effect, and Mikoi won predicts.
Hooray!
And for context, Yoko said that he just wants Mikoi to beat me for once.
Hooray! And I did, by 1 point.
Yeah, Mikoi won with 7 out of 10. Well, actually, he technically tied with the bot. With the pick.
Yeah.
Who also somehow got 7 out of 10.
We're both passing 70%. And
meanwhile, I 6 out of 10.
That's not good. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yoko Curse said 8-2 trope.
And besides, I knew I would lose predicts once Aragon lost, because we agreed for 7 out of 10 of these, and 2 of them before the week was already over. You got 2 right over me, and I only got 1 right over you, so obviously I would end up losing long term.
Yeah. Well, just again, the Yoko curse strikes again, because he predicted 8-2 trout.
Yeah. And not gonna lie, I predicted Aragon would win because, I provided a scout.
Well, do that again next year. Remember, guys, draft PokeArt. She's the best scouter you'll ever have.
I don't think any of the scouts I provided them went to use, though.
That's 5th. Well, for the Rufflets, you actually, you went deep, and they actually used it a lot.
Yeah, the reason for that is, they were given replays, but they weren't given visuals.
Well, you provided the little teams that they have that they know to prep against.
Basically, what I did was that I sent replays to Fragments for each of their players, because Fragments likes using the Scouter too. So I figured he could take all those replays, put them in the Scouter, and get a much more comprehensive scout. But no, he didn't actually do that.
Unfortunate. Anyway, with that all BLT out of the way, it's now time to end this properly with the awards. BLT 11 awards. First off, we got Team of the Year. Team of the Year goes out to the team who did the best and was perceived by the community to be the best. And out of the 42 responses that we got, the winners is, drumroll please, the Phantom Trout. I'm kidding, no, it's the Dirges. Even I don't know. Even I don't know the color coding of my own award show. Right. So anyway, the Dirges won with 14 votes, 33.3% of the vote. Trout is second place with 12 votes and 28.6%. Rufflet scored third, so be happy, PokeArt. 8 votes, 19%.
I don't have to be happy about that, because that's just the place that we got in the tour itself.
Everyone loves to vote for always. Everyone in these past awards, it's always the winners who always get to be number one here, so yeah.
Gee, I wonder why.
I don't know.
It's almost like the reward itself is called Team of the Year.
Yeah. It doesn't say winner of the year. It's not the winning team of the year. It's just team of the year. But anyway, yeah, the Dirges won. Congratulations. But that's the team. What about the individual managers, though? Manager duo of the year. From old heads to new team choices, the winner is Frixel and Ninja. Or once again, the Dirges. 13 votes, 31%. Second place, we have a three-way tie. The Lore Society, the Rufflets, and the Troup all took second with 16.7%.
The Lore Society? Huh.
Yeah, 7 votes. And then we got the other numbered one, which is the Goros, with 7.1%. So congratulations to them. But congratulations mostly to the Dirges. Frixel and Ninja, especially Frixel, who retired as staff. Yeah.
And carried the double slot for the entire season.
Ultimately won. So it's a nice way to go out for Frixel. Next up, we have Overpay of the Year. These ones go out to the people who, with all their overhyped prices and their big boy stakes in the draft, didn't really perform the best to their advantage. We also got a last minute thing as requested by PokeArt, Akaru Kokio, who, yes, 15.5k. I personally think that 15.5k was a good price for Akaru Kokio, but considering he did 1 in 6, that's fully deserving to be on this list.
Yeah, perhaps you should have just removed Railgun entirely, because,
Railgun did well. Well, personally, I thought 20k was too much of an overpay, but yeah. But the winner wasn't either of them. It was Thiago Nunes with 19 votes. Kind of an expected one, huh?
Yeah, the record and the price are pretty bad.
31,000. You know, these big boy prices really don't last very long, do they?
Second place was Aragon, who had a very
You had a
season.
very rough season, yes. Third place, we got Railgun with 6 votes, and then FC and Danny tied with 11.9%. So yes, Iago Nunez, hopefully he'll come back stronger this next year and a much more lower price. Thank you.
It's kind of unfortunate that Railgun got third here because like he went positive. Although I do think part of the reason he got more votes was because he was very hyped up going into this tour.
He did all right.
Too hyped.
He did all right, but it was not 20K level. All right, next up, Underpay or Steal of the Year. This one is for people who under 6K. I set the benchmark here to 6K. For people who did really well despite the low price. And the winner is, wouldn't you know it, it's Mimi Lucha with 16 votes and 38.1%. Oh, I still am freaking surprised that this guy went so late in the draft and got only 3K and yet was able to muster a really, really good record. 6-2.
Yeah, when this guy was like top 4 in the circuit or something.
He was a extremely hyped player, and the fact that he went so late, it just screams, what the frick?
The fact that the Rufflets couldn't get him when we were lacking a UU player for like the entire draft. And again, I guess the plan was Piyush UU the whole time, but like still.
Alright. Yeah, Mimi Lucha, and then second place was Druid, 6K, 10 votes, and then Ineffable at third, and then Penter, 10%, and Royal Reloaded all with single digits. So yeah, congratulations.
I do think Tenebrasite and Penter should have been voted more than Ineffable, personally.
Yeah. Well, Ineffable did score that upset, so I guess that counts for something. Speaking of upsets, you have upset of the year. We had a whole lot of upsets in week 2, but not a whole lot. After that, it was kind of expected, but we did have some unique upsets that had happened, and the winner is, shockingly, no surprise, we have Arcanine beating Franco with week 2. 13 votes, 31%.
That's a fair result.
Second,
no one expected Arcanine to win that.
And yet he did. Second place was Taking Notes Kinda beating Richard Milliplane in week 7. The funny game. The funny game.
No, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny to me.
Yeah, why am I laughing? You ruined the streak, you monsters.
No, did you not remember how nasty that game was?
I remember it very clearly, but yet you still ruined it. So, third place was Ineffable beating Aragon. Fourth place was Mindos defeating Ampha, and Quinn defeating Starzama. It's just kind of a little blip.
Yeah, that's not really look, I understand not a lot of people thought Quinn would win that, but like, it's LC. It's LC. You can't really take an LC game and put it in upset of the year.
Wow. The absolute state of LC, by your logic.
Exactly.
Alright. Next up, Breakout Star of the Year. These newcomers prove that they are they're well acquainted into BLT, and hopefully they can return next year to really improve themselves. And the winner, no surprise, we have Exotic. 15 votes.
Really?
15 votes, 35.7%. Second place was Starzama, 8 votes, 19%. Third place, we have Eternal Ocean at 8, which I didn't expect him to be third. Fourth is Maverick Shooters, and then fifth is Blehay. So Exotic did well. You gotta admit, Exotic did well this season.
He did quite well, yes.
And we're all very proud, and we hope to see him next year.
Though personally, I thought Stars Ama would win this one.
Yeah, for the sheer amount of LC that he did. But yeah, I kind of expected either Stars Ama or Exotic to win. So yeah, this wasn't as nearly a shock as you might think. Uncommon set or strat of the year. Now, this one had the most contention amongst the community because these choices are a little bit like questionable at times because some of them are naturally very common according to the player base, which again, I don't know much about. But it's nice to see, amongst the sea of homogenized games with bland-ass movesets, and we see the same damn moveset over and over again for every single Pokemon. It's nice to see changes every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
And the winner of this was the uncommonest uncommon set here, and that would be the Upper Hand Blaziken that we saw. 14 votes, 33.3%. Second place was the Chilling Water, Terra Water Clefable, with 10 votes. Third place was Team Charm's Crazy Registeel Strat in 8th with 8 votes.
I think that should have been first, personally.
Over Blaziken? Really?
Mikoi, it was Curse and Iron Defense!
And Terra Ghost, which is, very, very funny.
Yeah, like, what the hell's up with that?
It's certainly an uncommon strat. And Team Charm is the master of using Registeel, so, yeah. So very, very well done to Upper Hand Blaziken. Whoever brought that, kudos. Kudos to you. I don't remember who, but kudos.
I don't remember either.
Most watchable tier of the tour, or best tier of the tour, if you want to be boring. This one's no shock. I'm not even gonna hype it up. It's OU. It's definitely OU who would win. The only surprise that I have is that it didn't get half. It only got under half, 45.2%.
I mean, everything else is pretty low in comparison.
It's all evenly split amongst the low ones, but yeah, OU just dominated this one. Am I surprised? No. Alright, now we move on to the Big Boy Awards. First off, OU Player of the Year. So out of these seven respectable nominations, the OU Player of the Year is overwhelmingly in favor of JJ09 Lee. 18 votes, 42.9%.
Damn, I'm not surprised, but damn.
Very, very well. Second place is your boy, Maverick Shooters, at 8 votes.
Hey,
19%.
That actually surprises me, considering 3D literally went like, 8-2 or something?
Yeah. 3D
I don't
literally
remember 3D's record, but like, 3D's record is actually quite crazy.
Yeah, 3D has the best record in the... Yeah, 3D has the best record in OU, but he only placed third here with 7 votes.
Let's see. Lost to Suzia. 7-2. Yeah, he went 7-2.
He has the best record in this pool. So the number of votes that he had was 1 vote for every win that he had.
That's funny. But yeah, I'm surprised my boy Maverick actually got second in spite of that.
What can I say? Everyone likes a newcomer. And Maverick Shooters, Mr. No John, definitely did it.
That's true. Maverick was pretty based for usually winning even when no Johnning.
Tyr and Suzuya placed here. TDNT and Botsy with only 1 vote each.
Damn.
Next up
the
is...
1 vote was them calling it.
Uber's Player of the Year. Do I really need to hype it up? Do I really need to hype it up?
I don't think you do. I'm so proud of him.
I don't need to really hype it up. It's Richard Millie playing, of course. 54.8% of the vote. 23 votes. Very, very congratulations to Richard. Second place is Ice Master with 19% of the vote.
That's very fair. Ice also performed very well.
Yes, he did. 7U992 scored third with 6 votes. Fourth is FC, and Layson got a tiny 1 vote.
So, I wonder who voted for Layson.
Is it also Layson?
Anyways, I know Richard went 6-1 in Ubers. Let's see what Ice Master went. Lost to Richard. Oh my! They have the same record in Ubers.
Yeah, they have the same record in Ubers. It's just that, Richard was more well known because he had the streak. Also, true. Also, he beat
Ice Master started on a loss, unfortunately.
To Richard.
Yup.
That is very funny. Alright. UU Player of the Year. These are our nominations. Respectable UU nominations. Anyway, respectable UU nominations, and I counted 1 for a last-minute honorable mention go to Polo Ariosto, because his record might not be the greatest in UU, but the wins over TMM and Just Franco definitely warrant mention.
I guess so.
So yeah. The winner actually was a tie between Piyush and Mimi Lucha.
Oh.
11 votes each, 26.2% of the vote.
Ah, damn, I wish I didn't forget to vote. I could have made Piyush win.
Well, yeah, too bad.
And then that would have been quite shocking, to be honest.
Yeah, the UU Mainer Slayer actually beat all the UU established mains. That would have been really funny.
That is true.
Just Drew took third with 21.4% of the vote. And then Ziri and Jawarabat share 5 votes each. And then Tiny Polia Ariosto voted for 1. Alright. Next up, we have RU Player of the Year. Guess a big name didn't really make it, huh? You missing something?
Wait, what?
You're missing a big name here because he did so poorly?
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry to throw shade one more time, but yeah. Hopefully RS9 does come back and does better this year. Next year, I mean.
Ampha ain't here either. Though I don't think Ampha did super well, did he?
Nah, I don't think so. Oof, indeed. 2-5 is not very good. Yeah. So, yeah. Four respectable names, 4 very big names in the RU community, but one must top them, and it was the expected one. Just Franco won with 16 votes and 38.1% of the vote. Very expected.
Yeah, but that figures.
Lyman Fiend tied, and then Fellyburn took last with 4 votes.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, if Fellyburn and Franco played, would the votes be higher for Felly if he won?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh well. NU Player of the Year. These are our options.
I think this one should be obvious.
This one should be very obvious, although but the records do say otherwise because they were very close. The winner is, of course, Stories with 16.
Who went 8-2.
8-2, and that's even counting the one tie that she won with, which was in PU against Drud.
Yeah, 8-2 in NU, and wait, does that mean she went 9-2 overall?
No, wait, what? Nope, okay, alright. I meant she went 8-2 overall, 7-2 in NU.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, very expected Stories would win. No, not surprised there. Acrotix took second. With the lovely 10 votes that they have. Let me see their record. Their final record actually is 6-3, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Definitely worth respectable considering, they lost against Stories twice, but still they managed to still, scrape out a really good record. Third is Wadley, who kind of underperformed, to be honest.
Yeah, he actually went negative.
Yeah, underperformed. 8 votes, 19%, very reflective otherwise. Skier Dude and Shengineer, both 4 votes. Kind of wish both would get more votes, but yeah, that's just the nature of it all.
I'm surprised Shengineer didn't get more votes. Didn't he actually do pretty well?
He did pretty well. That's why I'm kind of surprised that Shengineer did not get more people's attention. Now 4-3. Did very well for himself.
Not bad.
Did very well for himself. Alright, next up. PU Player of the Year. You got these lovely folks. Well, we were in a horse race on who was the better PU player for the majority of this one. But ultimately, after that game was decided, we know who is the best PU player here. I honestly kind of expected one. It's Fish Anemometer with 17 votes, 40.5% of the vote. Very nice. Second is Drud, the second best PU player, 21.4%. Third would be Eternal Ocean, who surprised a lot by actually pulling off a decent record with 7 votes. And
what was his record?
4-2.
I think he...
4-2.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, very decent record. 7 votes, 16.7%. Sufis and Blood Ace, both rounding off the top 5. And Let's Rumble Shall We just sitting last at 2 votes only.
Rip.
LC Player of the Year. You got these lovely folks here. And the winner is, to no one's surprise, for being such a Chad in LC, proving to be the hot commodity of LC, Stars Ama. 16 votes, 38.1%.
Yeah, wow.
Second place, we got Hacker, 11 votes, 26.2%. Third would be El Fuson with 9 votes, 21.4%. Blehay, and then Greedy, no votes for Novax.
Damn. Who was the one vote for Greedy? Was it himself?
It's not gonna be the joke going forward. The one vote is always themselves.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Wow. Doubles Player of the Year. Not surprised with these 6, because they performed the best at the twosomes. You have the doubles player, Exotic, winning with 16 votes, 38.1%. Second place, we have SMB with 7 votes, 16.7%. Third place, we got...
SMB did extremely well, though, right?
SMB did very well for himself, 5-1 in doubles.
Oh, so he and Exotic actually had the same doubles record.
Mm-hmm. Actually, tying SMB here is Cheese with 7 votes as well.
How well did Cheese do?
He went neutral, 3-3.
Okay.
Fair enough. Then Panther came next, and then Aragon, who actually got more votes than Railgun, who only got 1 vote.
That's incredible. That how well did Panther and Aragon do?
How well did Panther do? How well did Panther do? Panther did 4-2. Panther was 4-2. And
Damn.
Aragon is at a crappy 3-6.
Oh my god. And yet somehow Aragon still got more votes than Railgun, who actually went positive.
4-3. For sure. That's really funny. Monotype.
And Cheese, who also had a worse record than him, got more votes. Did
people not realize?
I think we overhyped Railgun too much, and people just were not impressed and didn't vote for him. This is really sad.
That is really, really sad, yeah. Monotype Player of the Year. Yeah, these lovely folks. And the winner for Monotype Player of the Year is a tie between Azik and Twinkie.
What?
11 votes each. 11 votes each.
How well did Twinkie even do?
Our boy Twinkie, 5-4.
5-4.
Very good. Meanwhile, your boy...
very, very barely positive. But,
very
my point is Azik did better. With 5-2.
No one bets against Azik, as you've mentioned.
And then what about Tenebriside, huh?
Tenebriside got 3rd with 14.3% of the vote. Let's see his record. His record
4-1.
is 4-1. Very, very nice. One of the better records in the Stuffles. Royal Reloaded and Dunox, they both share the same percentage, and Rofna took last.
That is unfortunate, but I can understand why. Dunox would have had a much better season if he didn't get hacked on basically every game he played.
Also, stop loading against flying. Really, seriously. Bring electric. Bring electric, please.
Sure, many of those were not too favorable matchups, but Dunox very consistently played better in those matches and lost to hacks.
Wow. Very unfortunate.
It's true.
Most valuable Pokemon. This one's always one of my favorites because we were showcasing the Pokemon who did the very best in multiple different formats and multiple different pools. Thus, just having that expectation of, oh, this Pokemon is the most threatening in this particular tier and whatnot. It's always a good sign. So this one's always my favorite category to see what people vote on. And the winner for most valuable Pokemon goes to a tie between Gliscor and Calyrex Ice. 10 votes each.
I'm glad Callie could be... I'm glad Callie could technically take first. Because I agree, that is one of the most valuable Pokemon.
Calyrex Ice is 2 goated at Ubers, and Gliscor, always an OE staple, always a monotype staple. It's just the beauty of Gliscor.
Sometimes it's even an Uber staple.
It's a very good useful Pokemon to have, Bellybolt, who I fully expected Bellybolt to be a higher placement considering how much usage it got this year. 19%.
It's third. You expected it to place higher than Gliscor and Cali Ice?
No, I expected people would, well, it's gotten a decent amount of votes, but I expected, a lot of people would vote on it a little bit more, Or at least... Anyway, that's Bellybolt. That's Bellybolt for you. Landorus and Minfu eventually took 4th and 5th, and then we got votes from Cyclazar and Archaludon.
I personally would have voted Cali Ice because Richard used it in basically every Uber's game.
It's just spamming Cali Rex Ice.
Actually, I think he used it in every single one of his Uber's games. He even used it in his PU game.
He just used Glastrier, okay? He just used Glastrier. It's the baby version. Alright. Game of the year. Now we're going into the penultimate ones. The game of the year. This one's very good. We got these 6 lovelies. And the winner of the penultimate game here is Piyush versus Mimi Lucha. Week 3. 11 votes, 26.2%. Very good game to look back on, to be honest. One of the best games we've ever had.
Yeah, that was an awesome game. I love that game.
It was a very, very good game. 3-way tie for second, SMB versus Exotic. Another very good game to watch. Mimikyu Stardust versus Thiago Nunes, which is another really good game to watch. And that was week 1. And the freaking meme fest that was Exotic versus VK, which I fully expected to win, took second as well. The full meme fest, that the metronome-ass game between Exotic and VK, okay? That was really funny. Isaac and Dunox and Franklin versus Trade are there for posterity. Finally, we got overall player of the year. The MVP of BLT XI. And that prestigious award goes to the one and only Richard Milliplane.
Let's go!
15 votes, 35.7%. Very nice. Second place goes to Fish Animameter with 12 votes. Third place is Stories. Fourth place is Druid. Fifth place is Ice Master. Congratulations, Richard Milliplane, for being a 6-1 goat in Ubers.
This is so funny in hindsight, because if you remember, he signed up for mono.
And yet, look at him.
And acted unmotivated, like the whole season.
He was complaining a lot in chat. Why you put me in Ubers?
No, he wasn't acting unmotivated just to lower his price. Bro seemed genuinely unmotivated to play Ubers, but did it anyway.
And he thrived.
And won.
He thrived.
6 games.
He thrived in Ubers. And yet you monsters put him in PU and hacked him and lost.
It ain't our fault he got hacked.
You still put it. I'm still salty about that. If there's one reason to be salty, it's that. Alright. That is the end of BLT XI. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for sticking with us all the way to the end. And we'll send out this video later. So, thank you all for watching. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you won't miss a video once it comes out. And we'll see you in the next tour, whenever that may be.
TLT,
TPP, who knows. Anyway, this has been Mikoi, signing out.
Goodbye for a few months.